Hey, what's good, my babies? It's your girl, Chosen Royalty, and you know your girl is back with another word from God. Listen, baby, I know some of y'all may not know this, but baby, faith is a verb. Faith is a verb. Faith is a verb. Faith is a verb. If you are going to say that you are believing in God for something, don't you know that that requires action on your part? Because God says, y'all out here really misinterpreting the word faith. You're misinterpreting the meaning of faith. Faith is not you just sitting in one spot and expecting something to fall out of the sky. Faith is a verb. It requires action on your part. Whatever you are believing in God to do in your life, whatever miracle you are looking for God to perform in your life, it requires action from you. For James 2 verses 26 says, just as a body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. Okay, let me say that again for the front, the middle, and the back. Just as a body without the spirit is dead also, so faith without works is dead. Whatever you are believing in God to do, it requires action from you. If you are believing in God to make you a business owner, that requires you to get out there. Get out there. Start making flyers. Start looking for buildings. Glory be to God. Start brainstorming on what type of business it is that you want to actually own. Oh yes, it requires a lot of action on your part. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Faith is not just sitting in one spot, looking up at the sky, thinking God is going to just... Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. That is why the children of Israel roamed for over 400 years in the wilderness because they thought by them asking God for bread that God was really going to supply them bread. But no, God gave them the ingredient to be able to create the bread. See, a lot of y'all, God has already answered you. God has already answered you, but you're looking at the ingredient, glory be to God, that God has given you, like manna, like what is it? Glory be to God. God has already answered your prayer. God has already answered you. Glory be to God. What do you have in your hand? What do you have in your hand? What? I'm going to ask you again. What? What did God give you to work? What ingredients did God give you to put together to make a whole recipe. What did God give you? God said, whatever it is he put in your hand, that you are looking at it like it's manna. What is it? That very thing you're looking at like manna. God says he's waiting on you to work it. He's waiting on you to put all the ingredients together, because God has given you several ingredients. It's time for you to go into your cabinet. It's time for you to pick apart and pull everything that God has given you. It's time for you to put the recipe together. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what God has given you. God says he is waiting. He is waiting on you to work what he gave you. A lot of y'all sitting out there talking about, oh, I'm just waiting on God. No, God is waiting on you. God already answered you. God already gave you what you needed. But it will only work if you work it. God has done his part. Now he's waiting on you to do yours. Whatever God has put in your hands, whatever God has bestowed upon you, he's waiting on you to work it. He's waiting on you to realize that you have everything that you need right in front of you. But it will only work if you work it. Whatever creative ideas that God has given you, it will work if you work it. Whatever creative ideas that God has bestowed upon you to do, and you just been sitting there pondering on it, God says, if you stop looking at it and get to work, it will work. Okay? God says, do not worry about where the resources are coming from to fund your business. Do not worry about it. God has all that. God says, only be concerned about the job that he has given you. Okay? Do not worry about anything that is outside of your control, because anything that is outside of your control, it is in God's control. Okay, whatever you cannot do, God can do. Don't worry about it. Just do what you can. Do what God has instructed you to do. Okay? It's time for you to put all your ingredients, all of your ideas together. Okay? God says, once you do that, he will give you your next instruction. Okay? Okay? God got you, baby. Just work the vision. Work the vision that God has given you. Just work it. Just work it. Don't be trying to see all in the future and stuff. See, that's what get a lot of y'all messed up, because y'all be trying to take a peek into the future, trying to see how everything gonna turn out. God said, don't do that. Don't do that. Only focus on the task at hand. Okay? God says, you want to be that future millionaire? He gave you the tools to do it. God does not give you money. He gives you the power to gain wealth. And God has put that on the inside of you. Everything you need is on the inside of you. Work that faith. Say it with me. Work that faith. I'm gonna work my faith. For we all know that faith is a verb that requires action from you on your part. For James 2:26 says, faith without works is dead, just as a body without the spirit is dead also. I love y'all, and y'all have a good night.